Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome to my channel, Survive and Prosper. Uh, I'm out in a place called Government's Draw. It's BLM land, federal land, rolling plains. Give you a look around here. Yeah, beautiful day, huh? I am nowhere. So, gonna do a little survival shelter video. Henri, come say hi. It's Henri. Say hi to Henri. Hi, Henri. Henri. Henri, come say hi, baby girl. Say hi. Hi. Careful what you name your dog, y'all. They live up to their name. So look, I'm gonna do a little survival shelter video in a rough place. Like this isn't an easy place to find or make shelter. No trees, just a bunch of sagebrush, but we can make do. So we'll start with the worst, and it's gonna be a series, a few videos. Uh, start here. So real quick, something funny, man. I went and started another channel just for one video and uploaded a short of me doing something stupid in a mask real quick. It was like short, just to see. That video got like, I don't know, 3,000 views in the first hour or something. Crazy. But I noticed when I'm talking my philosophical shit and speaking to you guys from the heart, I only get 5, 6 views. I was down by the river the other day, man, and talking to you guys about loved ones and stuff, man. 5 views. Now, I don't care about the numbers, it's just stuff. It's a little spooky, man. It's a little strange, you know? So, anyways, well, I'm gonna get loaded up here. Let's see what I brought. All right. So I always bring enough to survive in case I don't make it back. I want to talk about this knife real quick. This knife, sorry about the sun, y'all. This knife is a bare edge, generic stuff. So, story behind this knife, I was at O'Reilly's Auto Parts, and one of the guys there noticed I keep a neck knife. He's like, "Hey, I found this in the parking lot." And I'm like, "Whoop, yep." This knife, surprisingly, has been a beast. Been using it for the past few months. Less a tip, grind it down, easy to sharpen. Man, I used it to dig weeds out of the cracks in a parking lot. Just use it a lot, and man, you never know it's gonna be useful. You know, I didn't even look it up. I could tell it's generic, but this thing has been all right, man. It's built in the USA, number 135. I should look this up, but it's good that I be reviewing stuff and trying different stuff, because you never know. But this thing has been cool. So let's start with on me. I got this bare edge. I got that I got a little bit of uh, duct tape, um, vape, got a cricket, uh, and again, y'all, I don't like pocket knives, folding knives. They're not just too many moving parts. But this one served me well, and I'm gonna use it till it's gone. Um, got a multi-tool. This is the Gerber Diesel. Now, on this, I've been using this over the last couple years. The Phillips screwdriver broke on me, and I don't know if y'all can see that. But I had to grind it down. Kind of a shitty thing to break, but it's a good. Other than that, good pliers, multi-tool, and that's it on my person. 2 canteens. I do have my Mora. God damn it, I can't never forget it. Garberg. I got a emergency water straw, life straw. Got the old I don't know if y'all remember this from my EDC, but my water kit that pulls out into a hip bag. It's got Whirl packs in it, water purification tablets, and I think an emergency poncho. I got a my fire kit on me. It's got a fire steel. It's got a big lighter. It's got a zip tie on it to keep the button from being depressed, and then I got some bunch of fire starting plugs in that case. It's the case from Hazard 4. It's fucking cool, man. I like it. Got a little camp set, or cook set. It's just a cup and a pot, and inside is the butane or whatever, and then the little camp stoves, folding camp stove. I was thinking about having some coffee out here. Got a flashlight, an MRE, some paracord, my admin kit's got like fork and stuff in it, hand warmers, batteries for whatever. Got a portable charger, extra wires, and some more paracord and bank line in there. A sewing kit and a little food procurement kit in a enveloped duct tape that I folded up on itself. Fish hooks, whatnot, and then a little flashlight. Let's see. Got a shovel, got a Gerber folding shovel, and a Gerber out the front saw. A poncho, my trauma kit, and a tarp that's got holes in it. And I think I said 2 canteens there. And then I have extra shirt, coffee, extra socks, always pair of sheep wool gloves, and what else is in there for clothes? Oh, a couple of extra pair of socks, a beanie, and some matching fingerless gloves. So, and that is in this one Tigress pack that I've been rocking. That used to be my inch bag. And I think that I might grab a pack full of candy, y'all. I got a sweet tooth, you know. So leave my keys in my car in the ignition. I like doing that because, face it, who's gonna steal a cop car? Man, I thought I was slick, y'all. So I got this motherfucker, man, for security / my I Can Handyman business. And I realized, man, I can't get nowhere fast. I hit the freeway and everybody slows down, right? But anyways, rural areas, you're not gonna make it as a handyman. Everybody out in the rural areas or in the country, man, they're very capable people. So yeah, now I'm doing auto detailing and a little bit of handyman work or maintenance work around motels and shit, you know. I got everything. All right, look, when is a good time to fall back on your emergency plans? How do we recognize an emergency? One of my subscribers asks. So, I had a dream the other night. And in my dream, a dead partner of mine was yelling at me. He was yelling, "A cut don't follow the bleed! The cut don't follow the bleed!" And that's what I woke up echoing in my mind. So look, in light of the cut not following the bleed, you know, we can have all the preparedness material available. We could have all the knowledge available. But if you don't have the mindset to take immediate action when it's necessary, the instincts to fucking act when required, it's for nothing. So to that subscriber that asked about what signs to pay attention for, Well, before we even get into that, before we get into the bleed, let's talk about the cut. Because my videos, they don't sharpen you. I'm just forming the blade. Y'all got to sharpen yourselves. And here's a little tip. You got a loved one? Have them set a timer that you don't see. 20, 30 minutes, 2 hours down the road, an alarm. While you're working around the house or just chilling. And when that alarm goes off, immediately, as fast as possible, start defaulting to your emergency preparedness. Running towards your bug out bag or locking the door and, turning the water on them, getting as much water as you can into containers, whatever you can do, to prepare. Just practice taking action when that sign pops off. So good reflexes are important. So that's a little small thing you can do to sharpen that edge, Unfortunately, we might not have a lot of warning. Pay attention to the animals. Pay attention to phone signals and electricity. Now, does that mean when I see 50 crows flying in the same direction kind of frantically that I start freaking panicking? No. But I do pay attention. Because number one, you should always pay attention when things are out of the ordinary. And that's what we're looking for. Things that aren't normal. It's Sunday afternoon and there's thousands of cars on the freeway going one direction and it's not a holiday. That might tell you something. A lot of sirens going off, maybe a freaking a lot of sirens going off or military activity in the sky. If your dog's acting funny or all the dogs in the neighborhood are howling, that alone isn't enough. But all the dogs in the neighborhood start howling and the electricity went off. Time to act. And it's better to act and be a little bit embarrassed because you were wrong than not acting was necessary. So look for multiple signs, and follow your instincts. If the electricity goes off and all the dogs in the neighborhood are acting off the hook and the birds are flying funny, man, animals can tell, man, stuff. Pay attention to animals. Electricity is going to go off. Cell phones are going to go down. Maybe an EMP, maybe, whatever. A huge sun flare. But the fact is, I'm probably not going to be near my bag no matter how much I keep it with me. I'm probably going to have my pants down on this fucking shitter. And that's when shit's going to happen. Just be prepared for it to happen at the worst possible time. So we might not get a lot of early warning. And that sucks. But that's why we prepare. That's why you have things in place. So there's things you can do now that makes the emergency survival go easier. Putting caches out. Caches. How do you say that word, right? I think that subscriber that asked that question, man, has seen me with a big tube that is all black with a strap on it that I put extra food and stuff in, man. I go out anywhere I'm at. I go out and cache up food and water supplies, extra knives, medical stuff, and I'll put it en route to my bug out location. So there's things you could do that'll make it easier. So that if you're not around your bag and you can't get to your bag, you can still get to one of your caches. Because I keep a multi-tiered system. I don't just rely on one thing. EDC, knowledge, bug out bag, emergency urban unrest bag, my inch bag, caches, cultivating relationships with people that are reliable sources of intelligence and resupply and training. It's not just one thing. It's multi-tiered, it's multifaceted, and it's complex. It's complex, but it's the complexity is simplified, if that makes any sense. It looks chaotic from an observer, but it's set up in a way that I understand, and that is easily understandable, broken down into priorities. So sadly, you might not get a lot of early warning. There isn't much to look for. Pay attention to the animals, pay attention to the electricity, maybe pay attention to the news if it's on. I don't know, definitely get a ham radio. Maybe keep emergency channels programmed in that you scan. You know, if things start looking funny or your instincts go off, people are going to be on them ham radios, man. Them guys that run them ham radios, they're on point, you know. So a ham radio, Baofeng, something like that is a cheap option, and just program in Weather Channel and, you know, public safety alert channels, and maybe police, open police. Not that you won't be able to get the tactical ones unless you're hacking, but, you know, open police channels, ambulance, fire. Pay attention to the fire stations, you know, sirens in your area going off a lot, random places. There's gonna be signs. You just gotta pay attention to what's out of the ordinary, all right? Anyways, I'm gonna throw this pack on, take a hike, and look for a good place to set up a shelter out here. I always train under the premise that it is a non-permissive environment, you know, so it might be permissive, but I'm still gonna do things low profile. I try to practice not being seen, you know, not being traced, not being heard, you know, not disturbing things in passing too much, leaving little trace, you know, and that part. So let's rock and roll. Throwing on a bag. Look. Check this. It's unwieldy. Rather than twisting your back, look. Emergency situation, you want to be careful of careless actions. Man, you get injured. It's a force multiplier. If you get injured in an emergency situation, a small injury becomes a great hindrance. You know, so it's just things as simple as putting a backpack on. You know, set that shit upside down, grab it through the shoulder straps, by the side, back straight, knees bent, pull it up to your chest, stand up straight, raise it over your head, slide your arms through, let go of the sides, no twisting of the back necessary, all right? Very safe way to put on a heavy pack without a, you know, and it also saves your equipment, you know, you're not wrenching on one shoulder strap too much. So these packs, you want most of the weight to ride on your hips. I believe that's safe, that's comfortable for me. All right, fucking winter, y'all, and I'm in a tank top. Probably make this a couple part series. Just this first video, and well, maybe we can make it one long video. I don't know, guys. Hey, do me a favor, if you're a subscriber, put in the comment if you like have issue with long. It's been what, 18 minutes and 19 seconds right now. You know, put in the comment if you have if you don't really like the longer videos. You know, if you'd like me to break them up into segments or whatnot, like I did with that Shoshone series, how I broke it up into a bunch of shorts. I kind of thought it was weird because I couldn't put it in order, I don't think. But you know, give me your idea. Let me know what you want, and we'll go from there. I'm totally open to suggestions. I'm fallible. I'm prone to mistakes. I'm a man, you know. So right off. Look, escape and evasion. Some catastrophe happened and the social order ceased to be. Say it's been a few months, you're out scavenging, looking for food, and some scary characters take notice of you and start following you and chasing you. Your first friends are gonna be time and distance. Immediately sprint, run as fast as you can. Get out of their sight as fast as you can, whether it's a hill around a corner. Let's say they're determined to keep following you. Get to a position as fast as you can where they have to rely on signs. That's gonna immediately slow them down. As long as they got sight of you, they could keep pace with you or even overtake you. So time and distance is your first friend. And invisibility, getting out of sight, line of sight. Getting as fast as you can to a point where they can no longer visually acquire you, and then proceeding from there. And that way you're immediately providing yourself with more time. By being out of sight, they have to rely on signs and sound. So time and distance, your first friend. Invisibility, your second. Once you get to a place where you're far enough away that they can't see you, even though you get to a position where you might be able to look back and see them, and it's far enough away that they're having to rely on time or sign, now your friend becomes doubt, confusion, and fear. So this is a time when you want to double back and leave traps. And along the way, you want to be when you're immediate sprint, you want to be reviewing what's in your pockets and stuff, what's at your immediately disposal for use. As you're sprinting, you're going to be wanting to look for sharp sticks you could sharpen, or any kind of cordage or anything, large rock you could place up on a tree. And then once you get far enough away that you're safe to double back, you double back and start laying traps in their path, and that's going to create doubt, confusion, and fear. And then you want to do distractions, man. Say all you got on you is, let's see what I got in my pocket. Okay, I got some tape, oh look, I got a little bit, and I got a shotgun shell, all right, and a stick, or a fucking arrow. What can I do with this? Huh? I could create a distraction, some doubt, some fear. We take the bit. I'm gonna secure it with the tape to the primer on the shotgun shell. Tape it up real good. I'm gonna open up the shotgun shell, pour out the beads, tape it to the end of the stick, and I'm gonna throw it as far as I can when they get near. That way, it makes a big boom way over there, as far as I could throw. It's gonna cause doubt, it's gonna cause fear, confusion, distraction, give you some more time. So, you know, you're gonna have to improvise. Evading and escaping. All right, let's take a walk. Come on, Army. Here's road, y'all. In escape and evasion, now there's gonna come a time when you're gonna have to shelter down here. Now you don't want to go for, look, this is a great shelter in a permissive environment. Like, this is a great place to shelter, because you got 3 hours in inclement weather before your life's in danger. Okay, so remember the rule of threes: 3 minutes without air, 3 hours in inclement weather, 3 days without water, 3 weeks without food. Okay, that's your priority. So in inclement weather, we're not worried about air, we're breathing. You know, this would be a great place to shelter down. Might get some water runoff, but maybe up on the side there, pulling some brush over you just so you're not down in the draw where water's running off. But that would be a good place to get out of the wind real quick, for sure, if the wind was an issue and you know, maybe it was snowed out or whatnot. But escape and evasion, you don't want to consider things like this, natural places of shelter. What you want to consider is what's called the baseline. How you disguise yourself and shelter down in a non-permissive environment where you're actively being hunted is to pay attention to the baseline. Now, I'm not looking for natural formations if I'm running from a threat. What's the baseline here? The baseline is the sagebrush. So I'm not considering like that dip right there. I'm not considering a natural thicket over there or whatnot. My mode of concealment and shelter is to become a sagebrush. Yep. I might dig a hole under a sagebrush, dig a hole and drag one of these sagebrushes over me. You got to become the baseline. In a forest, in the fall, it's the leaves. You know, in a hayfield, it's the hay. You know, so just consider your baseline. Baseline is whatever is the most prominent thing in any given area. So right here, the most is sagebrush. You know, you can become one with that, you're good to go. But people, man, I'm gonna be checking that draw if I'm hunting for you in those draws. I'm gonna be checking. You know, definitely never hit a skyline. Never be up on ridges and stuff. You always want to have something behind you because you know, you're outlined by the skyline. It's easy to tell if someone's up there. You know, you want to avoid straight lines and very little movement. So, you know, be still. This road right here, anyways, just a few tips. So right now it's a permissive environment. I'm thinking of shelter for the night. It's gonna be cold and very windy at night. Seeing upwards 60-mile-per-hour winds, 70-mile-per-hour winds last night. So got to consider that. So personally, you know, in a permissive environment like this, on a sunny day where I just want to be undercover and have a basic shelter for the night, out of the wind, because the wind would be the inclement weather that's going to damage me. I'll probably set up in a draw. But anyways, we're gonna take a little hike. I'm gonna find a good spot and we'll set up a little we'll start with a poncho. I brought my poncho, and that should be something you guys have on you anyways. Like, they're not heavy, they can be packed down tight, they're multifunctional, and it should be a part of your essentials. So remember redundancy, y'all. If you got a little container for your poncho, throw a lighter in there, throw some bank line in there, throw a fish hook in there with some fishing line. You know, now it's a little mini survival kit. You know, so look for a little shelter tonight. All right, y'all, I'm gonna cut this video short, pick up again when I find a good spot. Stay sharp, stay dangerous.